Welcome to the Respectfully Great podcast. I am your host, Johnny Reed, and I'm happy and blessed that you are in the building today. Rich Morley, what's up, loved one? We are in the building today. So, we have a wonderful, wonderful segment that we will expound on today. Here it is. Let me kick it right off. Why 93% of the people fail to achieve their goals. The pain of not achieving your goals will result in a life full of what ifs and regrets. 93% of the people who set goals fail them. That leaves us with a staggering 7% who are high performers, who also has access to unlocking the gifts only one could deem and dream of. Tonight, these secrets of the doers will be revealed so we too can become taskmasters and goal getters of the now and the future. That's how we kicking it off today in tonight's segment of the Respectfully Great podcast. So we're gonna jump right in. What I want to bring to your attention is this. Have you ever set a goal that felt right in the moment and then you find yourself, in the same position or spot months later? If you are one of those people, have you been there before? You can put a hand up or something or an emoji in the chat and let me know that you are one of those personnel, because I know I've been one of those people. I've been one of those people that set goals for myself and find out months later, maybe a year's time, 2 years' time, that I'm stuck in the same position and can't figure out why. Today's something that we're going to talk about that today. Today's something that we will expound on, something that we will, unfold and unpack to get some type of understanding on why these things happen. Why 93% of the people that set goals fail their goals, and why it is only 7% of high performers that achieve them. There's something that they know. There's something that we are missing. And I fall right into the category of one of those individuals that is missing the mark. And today, we want to uncover those secrets. I found some valuable information that I love to share with you guys today that I started to utilize. And hopefully at the end of this segment, in the future, we'll be better suited to go out there and accomplish our goals in a manner of which we want to do them. All the dreams that we ever thought of and want to manifest, they will come to life. They will come true. And it's all because of some of the steps that we need to implement, some things that we need to learn, some things that we need to do. And I'm proud to say that, hey, I'm a person of trial and error too. I'm a person that failed a lot, and I failed at a lot of things that I want to be better at. And the only way we get better at these things, is actually going out there and doing different things. We can't adopt the philosophy of insanity like Einstein said. I'm going out there doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's part of insanity. And I don't want that to go any further than what it already has been, because there's things that we need to learn and grow from. We have a comment from Rock. It says, failure. Absolutely, loved one. Fear of failure. What's up, Nikki? Nikki in the building. So, if we were to compare and contrast, people say, loved one, if we were to compare and contrast, there are some differences in people that, stay stuck, and for some other individuals that have breakthroughs, right? If I want to elaborate on this a little bit, there's some things that I've been stuck on, and I gotta be, fully transparent. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta tell my truth, because I think this is where we get to reform. We gotta address the elephant in the room. So the other day, my homegirl Geneva was like, "Yo, Jay, what's good, my boy?" I said, "What's good, Jay?" She said, "Yeah. What's up with that book? What's up with that ebook? What's up with your book?" Now, she keeps me on my toes because she asks me this question about almost every other week. And I have yet to come up with an answer on why the book is not completed. It made me think about this segment right here in real time. It made me think about, why am I not completing the task or the goal that I set forth for myself? And I started to wonder, am I not the person that's capable of doing or completing the task? Although in my mind, I know that I'm well equipped. I know that I started the process. I'm actually 3/4 of the way, but why am I not finishing the task? And I said, well, other areas in my life, am I going 3/4 or half the way, only 25%, and I'm failing the overall goal of meeting my deadlines? Why am I doing that? And I had to wonder. I had to think. And I said, well, is this a goal that I really want? What's stopping me from accomplishing the goal? Is it distractions? Is it people? Is it environments? Do I lack the motivation? Am I not interested in accomplishing that goal? And I wanted to bring this to attention because there's so many things in our lives, not only for me. I know there's some things that I've talked to when I talk to other personnel and other people. They say, hey, I would love to do X, Y, and Z, but I just can't get over this hump, whatever that hump is. Peace says, peace, God. Let's read out some of the comments. Focusing on the wrong things. That's what Rock says. Absolutely. Anthony's in the building. What's up, love one? Sometimes we focus on the wrong things at the wrong time. Sometimes we start the task and we not end up completing it because of X, Y, and Z. The X, Y, and Z factor. What is the X, Y, and Z? For anybody out there, has there been a time in your life where you have failed at something and you can't figure out why you are stuck? Because we have some differences that I would love to elaborate and unfold about somebody that is stuck and somebody that was able to push through. I want to be one of those personnels that actually been able to push through the tough times. I was able to push through the hardship. I was able to push through those obstacles where I felt like, hey, I'm defeated at this very moment. There's no way I'd be able to get out of it. Sometimes we have failure and fear, and we fear even success at times too. We'll jump into that as well, because fear goes both ways. The fear of failing, the fear of not succeeding, fear of succeeding, fear of failing. Because there have been times where, I can speak on I where I feared the success in areas where I know I can excel, for better or worse. There were some things that I excelled in that I actually had to regress and say, you know what? I don't want to get too successful in this area because there may be some consequences that I'm not willing to face. So I would love to unwrap these things and talk about them today. If anybody could identify, why do some people fail? We have a comment from Elizabeth. She says, fear of feeling you're not good enough to grow. That is powerful. That is powerful. Fear of feeling that you're not good enough to grow. How many times have we heard around us that you're not good enough? Hey, you don't look like somebody that deserves to be successful. Your clothes don't match up. Your hairstyle doesn't match up. Hey, the color of your eyes, it's not really fit for this role. Your body type or structure or shape doesn't really match who we are looking for. Or you know what, we in our mind we had somebody that was we had an ideal person in our mind, but you don't fit that description. What are we dealing with when we hear these things around us? It starts to build up some level of insecurities that we start to face. And then we start having this complex about ourselves, about, are we good enough? Do I deserve to be successful? Have I always been a good person to other people to deserve, to reach that next level in my own life? Sometimes we feel like we're not deserving of it because we have built up things around us to feel like we're not worth it. Self-worth comes into play when we talk about these things. Being able to look inside that mirror, face that mirror, look inside oneself, look inside you. What are the thoughts playing on your own psyche, inside of your mind? Because a lot of times the world responds to the perception that we have of ourselves. Let me say that one more time. The world responds to the perception that we have of self. How we look at ourselves and wonder why we walk around with certain complexes. Why do we have inferiority complexes? Why are we scared to do particular things? Why do we feel that we are not worthy of? This is all of the bucket where failure comes in at. This is the bucket where I want to go out there and accomplish my goal. And I just thinking about, whoa, what if I did this thing? The unknown. We fear the unknown. I really shouldn't try because I know in the back of my mind I get laughed at. I get the finger pointed at me. I hear the comments from other people saying that, man, why are you even doing that? You're not good enough. It's your first time, your last time. Oh, how many times did you go up there and fail already? You trying it again? These are some of the things that we up against when we say that 93% of people fail when they set goals. It's because we are putting so much on our shoulders that sometimes it's unbearable and too much to wear. But we got solutions for that. We got some solutions for that. Because there's no problem in the world that you can't be big enough to solve. There's no problem in the world that's too big for you to solve. We got to become that person that's big enough to fight off any giant. In our mind, we got to be great problem solvers. We got to be thinkers. It's not about being right. It's about, okay, how can I get what I need necessary to get all the questions and answers out in order to make a sound decision, to make a quality decision, to have prudence, to have agency. We get to those levels through the data, the process of elimination, taking things in, trying different things. But if we scared to collect the data by going up there and, giving it a shot, giving it a crack, and we scared to attempt, even though everything that we do is a trying effort, everything that we do in our lives is a trying effort. Before a baby started to walk and run, they had to crawl, and we was in those same positions. We didn't come out the womb walking, running. We didn't do that. It was a trying effort. But people were scared to try nowadays. So when you say failure is at 93%, how much of us try before we even start the task? A lot of us fail because we don't even try. Rock says lack of focus. The lack of focus. Sure enough. You know why? Because we're dealing with so many distractions in our lives. We have the media. We have what our friends say. We have what our mom or our dad say. We have what our coworkers say. We have what our boss say. We have what our employees say. We take it in what the world thinks about how we supposed and deserve to live our lives. And you are the creator of your own life. You the one shape and mold your purpose from your own design. Everybody is unique. Everybody has a gift. But a lot of times we are taught to muffle that gift. People want to downplay your gift. I heard this from Game God Goldie, right? Game God Goldie, he said this, got it written down somewhere. Game God Goldie said, "Yo, people will laugh. People will laugh. People, what did he say exactly? People will laugh at your along the lines of let me get it right. Give me 2 seconds to think. Bear with the God. People would laugh, make fun of your gifts or failures. Somewhere along the lines of your gifts, your failures, or I'm going to get it right. Actually, I got my book somewhere. It's going to kill me not to get it right. Nikki says, yes, social media is the #1 distraction. We're going to come back to the Game God Goldie situation. We will be back for the Game God Goldie situation. But yeah, the brother said something along the lines where people try to downplay your character. Some of your gifts, I think. It's chewing me up. Somewhere along the lines of people try to downplay your gifts. Some things that you are great at, some people would just downplay them. Right? And make you feel as if like, hey, I have a talent that's unique, that's different. People try to tell you that there's no value within it. And that's the problem that we have because we listen to too much of the naysayers. Rock says giving up too easily. Absolutely. How many of us put up the fight? We get diminished every time somebody tell us no. That's that coddling. That's that enabling. Yo, it chews me up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because part of being a people pleaser and learning how to balance that out, saying that, okay, there's a gift in making people feel good. There's a gift of having high levels of empathy. But when do you cut it off? That means that you don't exert yourself in any area more than more to your detriment. Don't exert yourself to your own detriment in any form of fashion when it comes to food, health, wellness, people, etc. You got to learn how to know where to draw the line at non-negotiables. You got to know where to draw the line in the sand and say, hey, I'm willing to do this up until this point. I'm willing to do that up until this point. People, when you're playing with my time, I'm willing to give you X amount of time. You're going over this X amount of time. I got other things that require my time and attention. But if we don't draw those lines in the sand, everybody would take advantage of that. And the only person that got sole control of it is you, because we have the power to say no. But unfortunately, we are told not to say no. We're told to say yes to everything. And then from there, we're just building up the coddling aspect. And when I talk about things that chew me up, is that a lot of times we don't build up our backbone because we've been coddled and enabled, telling everybody yes, 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 when the conversation should have went like, no, no, no. No. No, you can't have this extra amount of my time. No, I'm not willing to go there to do X, Y, and Z. It's an inconvenience to me. Sometimes we got to know where to draw the line in the sand. And that's not being, it's not, people think that being kind and nice, right? Being nice is the people pleasing aspect. When you have kindness and courtesy, you do what's right. And at the end of the day, if something can help somebody, not only for today, but in the near future, by telling them no, it's in your best interest to say no versus saying yes. Because what happens is we constantly keep that cycle going of just being nice, people pleasing. Yes, 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 yes. We don't help people out when we don't allow them to struggle and go through things. Because that's where you build up character. That's where you build up being able to make decisions on one own. Hey, you know what? Do I like pizza or hamburgers? But if you're only given one or the other all the time, you don't even know what the chances are that you may like the burger over the pizza. If you just fed, pizzas all the time, or vice versa, fed burgers all the time, you don't even know what a pizza tastes like. So a lot of times, that's the data that we need. We need to have some tough skin. We have to go through some things in order to build character. A lot of times we talk about these suicide rates and these children killing themselves. It's because they don't know how to deal with pressure. They don't know how to deal with not being liked. And that carries on even through their adulthood, not just as a child. It starts in these areas. It starts in the home first. It starts when we start allowing our children to learn and grow and figure things out on their own. Even though we want to put them directionally right. But if we do and we make every decision for them, how are they able to make decisions on their own out there in the real world? It gets tough. It gets tough. There's nothing wrong with loving, but when you love, it comes from a positioning of allowing the growth to take and morph and happen. But if we stagnate the growth, that's not really the love, because now we handicap. Now we wonder why we coming up as adults and we having it hard to build relationships, to build friendships, to build trust. We don't trust nobody. We ain't around nobody, so we don't trust nobody. We don't know what it is to, go through some ups and downs, even through communication. If you got an opinion, and I got an opinion. Hey, let's figure out the truth, because we both can be right in the context, but if we frame it in the right context and we say, hey, application where it applies right now, that may be the wrong thing to do at this very moment. I understand your sentiment. Understand that you have a perspective. Ideally, you're right in your own right. You're entitled to your own opinion, but it's subjective. It's opinionated. How do we get objectiveness? Objectiveness. How we get there? How do we get there? It's because we start to search for truth. We start taking in all the data. But this allows us to learn and grow through those stages of failure. Learning through the failure. There's nothing wrong with failing. With failing. We all have to go through it. But the thing is that when we fail, it's about how resilient are you and able to get back up and attempt again. The trying effort. Bob, what's up, loved one? Andy, what's up, God? How do we do those things? When things start to get tough, how do we build up our character? We don't get the opportunity to do it because everybody's just picking us up every time we fall. Sometimes you need to fall and bump the knee and say, like, watch everybody just watch you. And then now you got to figure out, am I going to stay on the ground? My cousin Black said this all the time. He said, you think I'm going to just lay down and play dead? Black, my cousin says this all the time. He said, you think I'm just going to roll over and play dead? Never. That means that he's not willing to stand down when he get knocked down. He's willing to get up. And whatever that cost is of getting up, he's willing to pay the price of getting up. Some people rather not get up because they're too embarrassed. They scared to fail. Born King, what's good, God? Some people are scared to do that. And what I'm saying is that I was in those positions at one time just wanting to please everybody. And I was in the position too, scared to fail. I was in the position too, scared to get looked at, scared to get criticized, scared to have my own perspectives put it in the real world from what I'm really thinking in real time. Because a lot of times we just fighting to be right. So every time somebody else says something and you got 99 other people saying yes, then you tend to say yes. But what if that one person that says no? If you are that one person that says no, that means that you're standing 10 toes now. You're on your own dean. Now you got your own analysis. Now we got to say, hey, even though 99 other people saying yes, you saying no. Why are you saying no? They say people that are great debaters, people that lawyers, etc., they always take the perspective of the other person that they're fighting up against. They have more data, more information in order to get a real understanding of how they can fight that battle. That they don't only speak from their perspective. They don't only speak from their perspective. They go and they say, you know, what are all the reasons why that other person that I'm going up against, what is all the ammo and armor that they got to throw against me? And you think about those things as well. And now you taking my perspective, you taking their perspective, and you mixing it all up in a pot and you try to come up with the truth. That's what's going to separate you. But if we have nothing to test ourselves with or against, if you're not even willing to test your own self, your own willingness, your own willpower to get up and say, you know what, hey, what systems, what things I'm going to put in place, what habits am I going to adapt in order to make me that much better of a person that can, you know, analyze this situation for better or for worse or indifferent. How am I ever going to be equipped to go out there and fail and be able to get back up? Because failure is inevitable. That's going to happen. No matter what situation you're in, no matter what arena you're playing in, no matter what game you're playing, people win and lose every night. You see that in sports? Everybody don't go home and win it every night. But one thing that everybody can take with them while they playing the game is the lessons that they can take away and walk away with. Let me say that one more time. Everybody that's playing the game, there's always going to be a winner and losing. But one thing that everybody can take away with them when they leave the game is the lessons that they learn while playing the game. But we don't get the lessons if we don't play the game. Are we going to roll over and play dead? Like my cousin Black would say? I know that's not what we're willing to do, because we are here and we all on the same frequency right now. We all here in real time. So that shows me that you have interest in winning. Not only does it show me that you have interest in winning, you already a winner at heart, because you already taking a different approach to saying, hey, you know what, situations were like this. Even if you're not here to say I'm gonna change my life, you are changing the lives of the people that's already here, because you're showing up in real time with your presence. And some people need that. Myself, I know I need that. Me knowing that people are around and watching and listening and engaging and allowing me to learn and grow. They watching me. You guys are allowing me to fail and support me through it. But let me go through it. Let me go through it. And then whether I do good, bad, or indifferent, you come back with the feedback. Yo, Johnny, need to do this. Johnny, take this approach. Hey, try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that, spice it up, do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna take that all in because I'm in a trusted environment. But that's the thing, though. We have to get in spaces where we have accountability, because a lot of times we don't want to be held accountable for nothing. We don't want the responsibility. So a lot of times we turn our cheek as if we don't see nothing. How many of us are equipped with what's going on in the media? We see everything that's going on, but we only draw attention to the things that we want to have conversations about. The thing is that we got to start having the conversations about the things that we don't want to talk about. And that's the real growth, because everything that you want to talk about, you're comfortable in that space. But when you start having those conversations around things that you don't want to talk about, the growth start to happen there. We digging a little bit deeper. We going inside right now. Rock has a comment. Rock said, focus on the positives. Learn from your mistakes. Reset and realign your goals. Build good habits. Build good habits. Build good habits. See a lot. Ooh, that's so powerful. See a lot of us like to go off of willpower. We talked about a little bit of willpower earlier. I mentioned the word willpower earlier. A lot of people think it's just willpower to get up out your bed every day. Oh, I got the will to get up. I got the will to get up. Not knowing that what Rock said, the real key is developing those habits. See, what happens is when you build habits, the habits go like this. You still able to do the job, whether it's a convenience or inconvenience to you. That's what happens when you have quality developed habits. Or for willpower, the circumstances got to be right. Circumstances got to be right. The light got to be bright. The window shade got to be open. I woke up on the right side of the bed. Oh, I got the willingness. I just got willpower. Everything's just right. That's when you get out the bed. But when you develop good and great habits, whether the lights are bright, the lights are off, you stumbling in the dark, you're able to get up because you develop the habit of just getting up. I learned that even with myself going to the gym. I go to the gym right now without even thinking. It don't even require me to think because I developed the habit of just showing up. There gonna be some days where some bad days, some good days. Some days I can't lift a finger, man. I'm walking through the doors. I'm just going through the doors, man. And I know I'm gonna get the job done because I developed the habit just to be there. A lot of times we miss out because we don't even show up. The thing is, we showing up to other places, but how many of us are showing up for yourselves? How many of us, Liz says, we need to put ourselves in unfamiliar and uncomfortable territory? Uncomfortable territory. You know, the uncomfortable territory. Og Mandino, I got the book over there, The Greatest Salesman Ever. He says in his book, you got to put yourself in miracle territory. One more time, Elizabeth says this. We need to put ourselves in unfamiliar and uncomfortable territory. That's how we learn and grow. So when we start doing that, not understanding that, when we start putting ourselves in unfamiliar and uncomfortable territory, that territory starts to turn into miracle territory. That's the uncharted land that you never walked or came across before. Miracle things start to happen when I walked across the bridge that I was scared to walk across before. That's how things start to happen. Oh, a new job opportunity pop up. I don't know if I'm suited. Take the shot. Nothing come across your table. So you recognize the opportunity because that's what happens when you put yourself in miracle territory. Things and doors start to open when you put yourself out there. That's the things that we need to learn and grow from even when we young children. These are the things that will help us, enable us to go and navigate through this world. Be directionally right. A lot of times we think we need to have all the answers. Not about having all the answers. You would get the right answer. You would get the right answer will come to you, and you can apply it the way you need to apply it based on circumstance, based off context, based off environment, based off necessity, based off a lot of factors that may not mean nothing to no one else. Somebody can say, hey, I need $10 I need $10. I see this all the time when I go outside and I see some people that just ask for money. Some people may be ringing the bell for Feed the Children that need $10. Somebody else might be ringing the bell because they want to go get the bottle. Somebody else may ring X for $10 because they may need the needle. Somebody else may need X for $10 because they want to feed themselves. There's 99 reasons why people will ask for the things that they ask for. You know what? Ooh, funny you say this, right? It made me think about what's my brother's name? Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan said something. What did he say exactly? See, so many things, I get these pop-ups because my brain be running, right? Mama Love says slow down in these moments. I'm going to slow down and take a deep breath. Something else I learned from Mama Love. She said sometimes your brain start running. Johnny need to slow down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 deep breaths. Because this is therapeutic for me. That's 1. Gather my thoughts in real time. Be patient. Where am I rushing to? You ain't for rushing, so why are you rushing? Take your time, Johnny. That's what I'm going to do right now. Got to be the proponent of the things that we talk about and we preach about. I love to take advice from my loved ones. I keep reiterating these things because this is how we learn and this is how we grow. Tracy Morgan has said a comment, and it's super powerful. He said that don't ask somebody for something that they don't already have. Let me say that again. Tracy Morgan said this: don't ask somebody for something that they don't already have. What I learned from that, a lot of times we ask the opinions of other people, and that person that we are asking doesn't have what we are looking for. We just looking for the cosign. We just looking for the enabling. We just looking for the coddling. We just going there and looking for the yes, because we are so programmed to hear those nice and kind words. Yes, yes, yes. How about we start going in the environments, the people, places, things, of all the things that we say that we want? How about we go in those spaces and ask for those things in those environments? One thing that we will start to discover, what's up, Callie? One thing that we will discover once we start going into these places and asking for the things that we say that we want and we see that the people have it, you know what they're going to start to tell you to do? Oh, man, it's going to require some work. It's going to require some work because nothing is handed to us. There's a work that you have to do that you can't run from. You can't run from it. And a lot of times we want to run from it. We want everything handed to us. We think we are deserving of it, but we ain't put in no work. Myron Golden says this all the time: all work, work. All work works. Even if it's not working for you in the moment, it's also working on you in the moment. Even if it's not working for you, we saying, damn, I can't, I don't know my math equations from left to right. The thing is, yeah, you may not know it in the moment, but you doing the activity, working every day on it, is working on you. You becoming a mathematician every day. You getting equipped with math equations. You get more familiar. Repeated recall of repeated exposure. That's what Christopher Williams say all the time. He says repeated recall of repeated exposure. Meaning this, a lot of times we see things and we think that we got the idea of how it works without actually doing the work to get more familiar with it. It's called repeated recall over repeated exposure. We see things and we think that we grasp the concept. We know what it feels like. We know what to do. It's like, hey, you want to go fix your TV? I'm going to give you a pamphlet. You can just read up on the book. And you could just read the book and magically the TV is going to be fixed. It don't work like that. You can read the book, but there's application that need to be applied. You got to actually go over there and get your hands dirty. You actually got to go in there and fix the television. Other than that, it's not going to work. No matter how much you stare at it and you just manifest in your mind, let the TV work, let the TV work, let the TV work. They said if you put the black plug into the white plug in the back of the computer, turn the pop, 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 it don't work like that. So a lot of times it requires the application of work. And we miss out on that part because we think a lot of times things are supposed to be handed to us until we start going into those environments of people that are actually accomplishing the thing that we say that we want. Implementation, Born King says, absolutely, loved one. Implementation, we got to implement. That's the key. Implementation. A lot of times we don't want to do that because it becomes too hard. It requires labor. It requires failure. That 93% of people fail their goals is because they're not willing to go implement. And when they do try and they do fail, they're unwilling to get back up and attempt it again. Because we looking around and saying, hey, who's laughing at me? I don't look the coolest in the room anymore. Go in a room full of experts. You don't look like the coolest person in the room anymore. When I was watching something the other day and the guy was like, I master YouTube. A kid, he said, yo, I get 1,000. He said, I get 1,000 views and I get 2,000 views and I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. And he's telling somebody that has well over 1 million subscribers. And he said, you a master? He said, not to diminish what you got going on. There's more room for growth. So once we felt like we plateaued already and there's nothing else that can be learned or taught or consumed, we stop learning. And that's where we stop at. So after you apply the theory, let's go out there and implement. And then let's go refine. And then say, you know what did I do wrong, or what can I do better when I did this 5 times versus 20 times? You always, how do you ride a bike? First, somebody, training wheels pushing you on the bike. Before you know it, you off the bike. You off the training wheels now. You riding the bike, you pedaling, you doing wheelies, you stopping, doing endos, kick, doing everything under the sun. But it had to start with the process of you starting to ride the bike. Not 1 time, not 20 times, 100 times. How many times did you start before you start popping the wheelie, before you start wheeling around the projects? Man used to wheelie around the whole projects. Quincy brother, the Goodins. The guy used to wheelie all around the projects. From number 1 all the way up to number 8. But that didn't happen overnight. He didn't just come out the womb wheeling. What I'm saying is that we always have to put the work in. And even though the work doesn't seem like it's showing up on you. The work is always working. The unseen work, the private work, the work that we feel that we don't get patted on our back for, the recognition, that type of work. Because a lot of times we look for that work to get confirmation that we're doing the right thing or going in the right direction. What the other kid had to hear from somebody that has over 1 million followers and subscribers in his channel, okay, I see, you're doing well for where you are at the moment. But there's so much more room for growth, because if I got 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers, etc., that means that you can go out there and have 2 million. You can surpass me. So don't cap your ceiling for where you are right now. Always look, there's more. There's always room for growth. And a lot of times we settle. We settle in a lot of areas in our lives. We settle for with our finances. We settle for how much work we could put in during the course of the day. I work my 9 to 5. I'm going home kicking my boots off. Even though we still could put some more work in, we say, that ain't for me. I did my required amount. And then we start questioning why we're not getting to the next plateau of finances, learning, education. Sometimes the next level or the next things that you want to accomplish in your life come after your regular responsibilities. After the 9 to 5. It may come in the overdrive work where, okay, now I did my regular requirement to get, my basic needs and necessities to survive. Now it's the overdrive work, the work that I'm really working on me now. So now I could become that person that's deserving of, $300,000, $400,000, $1 million, whatever you, even if it's not dollars, just say happiness. Say I'm deserving of the person to be happy. Say in my life, all I just dealt with pain, suffering, hardship, mad at the world. I wake up on the wrong side of the bed all the time, and all I want to do is be happy. But you got to practice happiness, even in the midst of the fire and the anger and the anguish. You just pissed off every day. You just got to learn to do this. Turn to a smile. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because a lot of times we wear these things as badges of honor. We wear these things as defense mechanisms. We wear these things as our crutches. We find escapes. This is why we do it. We was talking about it the other day with my cousin P on a live. A lot of times we self-medicate because we like to hide from the reality. Slim says this is the year to get out of our comfort zone. Push the envelope. Absolutely, loved one. Let me read that one more time. This is the year to get out of our comfort zone. Push the envelope. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we got to get over the failure part. We got to understand that the failure is a prerequisite of success. Failure is a prerequisite of success. That means that it comes with the territory. You're not going to succeed until you fail. I heard this from Sean Candle. Sean Candle was like this. It goes like this. How success works? It goes suck, cess. You're going to suck 99% of the times. No diddy. Hey, yo, for the ones that's out there getting crazy. What I'm saying is that you're going to be bad at doing the thing for a long duration until the one day you succeed. That's how success happens. It doesn't happen with you just come out and you're successful. There are metrics to why there are systems that make people successful. There are ways of doing things that will allow somebody to be successful. Slim says, failure comes with the journey. Absolutely. Wifey says, chill, babe. Left out loud. Pause. Hey, yo. But you know, it's those things, man. It's those things. It's those things. And I just want to bring this to our attention because a lot of times we go through these trials and these tribulations and we feel like there's no way out, and there's always a way out. You the one that got to see it, because a lot of times no one that's around you even care enough. Nobody care enough. I mean, not saying that people don't love you and they don't have love for you, and they don't want to, they will rather you see you win than lose. What I'm saying is that they're not going to do the job for you, no matter how much they love you. I love you, but hey, you want to go and eat right? I can't snatch the burger out your hand every time you go take a bite. I can't give you a carrot every time you want to eat a burger. I can't make you do that. You gotta have some. You gotta build up some self-discipline. Callie said it's okay to hit the reset button. Absolutely, it's okay to hit the reset button. That is the most powerful. That's the definition of resilience. That's the definition of getting up when you get knocked down. Is hitting that reset button and willing to hit the reset button every time. And to the point where you feel like, man, the only thing I'm accustomed to is hitting the reset button. But what you're gonna gain in you hitting that reset button is knowing what not to do for the next time. What not to do for the next time. The reset button is necessary. The reset button is necessary. That's how you pivot. That's how you pivot. We see now in the basketball games where people Euro stepping. They pivoting. They learn the element of the game. Go one direction, go the other direction. That's how you switch up. Be directionally right. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But if I'm going in the right direction, eventually I will land. I will get to my destination. Lizzie says, always remember, if we fail, figure out why you failed and find another route until you get it. Absolutely. Remedy in the building. It's my cousin. Winey in the building. What's up, loved one? I reset all the time. Absolutely. I reset all the time. Absolutely. That reset button is powerful. Because a lot of times we don't like to start over. We feel like, damn, I've done so much. I put so much time into X, Y, and Z. And to do it all over again, I don't know if I'm willing to do that. So a lot of times we get complacent and then we just complain while situations ain't changing because we unwilling to hit that reset button. You hitting that reset button shows your character, shows that you built for winning. You're a winner. We got to know what things ain't working and what we need to implement to start working. Okay, if this ain't working, I'm going to try A. A ain't working, I'm going to try B. B ain't working, I'm going to try C. C ain't working, I'm going to go through the whole alphabet. I catch you at Z. And then when I'm finished with Z, I'm going to hit the reset button again, go back to A. I'm going to try it all. That reset button is powerful. Powerful. Oftentimes, I got to do the same thing with myself. I do it from time to time, for sure. Because a lot of times, I get complacent too. I feel like, everything is just right. I could deal with this. I could deal with that. No. Have your non-negotiables. Have a line that's crossed in the sand. So you know what? If somebody willing to disrespect me, I'm not gonna allow myself to be disrespected. And you don't gotta fight that energy with the same energy. Just know how to deal with certain things accordingly. Go the other way. Go this way. You know what the time that you had. Don't spend the time. Don't spend the money. Don't spend the resources. Find another outlet. There's so many things you could do better with your time. How about building up yourself? Because a lot of times people want you to pour into them. But how much are you pouring into you? Somebody not respecting you in that capacity, in that manner, pour more into yourself. People get angry at you for you being who you are. Not saying that we don't have some ways, because we all got some ways. What I'm saying is that have enough to say, you know what, if my energy is not, reciprocated in this manner and not appreciated in this manner, how about you just pour it into yourself and you just become the better version of yourself? Slim says people care, but when it's not their own thing, they tend to hold back. We have to build each other up. Absolutely. Each one teach one. That's why communities are strong. That's why communities are strong. because it's not one individual, it's a collective, it's a tribe, it's a mindset, it's a culture. Okay, people like this do things like that. People like this do things like that. It's a culture behind it. No, if we say that we respect one another, that means that when we come in there, we don't deal with disrespect. So that means that if somebody come and cross that line and be disrespectful, we got to be able to rectify that in real time. Yo, bro, you know, I love you unconditionally, but you said something, you did something that was out of pocket. It's not what we represent. I got to pull you to the side. I would love, every time I'm out of pocket, I would love my people to tell me when I'm in the wrong. Yo, Johnny, that was out of pocket. Johnny was out of pocket. My love pulled me by the collar. My brothers pulled me by the collar. People that love me pull me by the collar. Yo, you know what? You should have took a different approach. I understand your sentiment behind how you feel, but at the end of the day, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And we got to be able to say, okay, you know what? We are these type of individuals that do things like this, so we got to carry ourselves with a certain prestige. Now, if we men of honor, women of respect, we got to be able to carry ourselves like it. So when we out there disrespecting ourselves, we wonder why people around us, you know, treating us with disrespect. Because we ain't had that non-negotiable established. We ain't draw that line in the sand. We ain't tell people, yo, listen, bro, listen, I love you unconditionally, but that right there is what I don't deal with. You talking to me in that manner, I don't deal with. I love you unconditionally, but your tone, you may not be aware of it, and that's okay. That's something that you got to work on. But when you dealing with me, just have a mindset to understand that, hey, you are screaming at me. I don't like to be screamed at for whatever reason. It's just not the way I like to communicate. But we got to say that, and we got to let that be known. And then we got to exercise that, and we both can love and share the same, you know, goals that we desire to have in the near future, and love and share our companionship, our love, our energy. We can share that space. We can enjoy our times around each other. If we understand who we are and where the line is crossed. The God-born King says, I love the rebuild. Gives me a chance to fortify the foundation next time. Absolutely. Destroy and rebuild, we build right back up. So powerful. Callie says love first. Absolutely. Slim says 100. Big Fendi. Come on, man. Dev, big muscle. Big love. Come on, Philly. Lizzie says facts, babe. We need to be around people who will build us, not just tell us what we want to hear. Absolutely. We need people around us that we can build with, not just tell us what we want to hear. For sure. Because we get comfortable in those spaces. And this is the year of uncomfortability. Is go to that uncomfortable territory so we can walk into miracle territory, like Agmandino said. We get in miracle territory when we go to unfamiliar landscapes. We trying different things, you know, getting different perspectives. Because a lot of times we need our perspectives challenged. We only know what we know. We don't know what we don't know. So everything that we want to learn is on the other side of that pillow. We got to flip that pillow over. We got to get there. We got to flip that pillow over. So you grew up a certain way in a certain household. No, this is what we always done. Absolutely. Not saying that your people didn't love you, your environment wasn't a caring environment, but they may have been taught the wrong thing. That doesn't apply in this day and age. That's why the family structure is in disarray. Because we ain't learned how to communicate with one another. That's why maybe some of the situations that we have, we keep running to a brick wall and can't figure out why we not getting over the hump. Yes, yeah, this is the no. Yo, Coach Lucky says this to me all the time and into our group, in our community. He says, just because it's common doesn't mean that it's correct. So powerful. So powerful. Just because it's common doesn't mean that it's correct. When I heard that, it was like a fresh breath of air. Like, man, I didn't know I could have a different perspective about how I always done things. That gave me the permission to say, hey, I could feel different about this one particular thing right here. I don't always got to say my favorite color is red or blue or black or green. I can say, man, I like teal. I like pink. I like orange. I can feel comfortable in that space to like what I like. That's giving that permission. A lot of times we need to hear that. You know, we need to hear. Sometimes the people around us could tell us some things. And it's like one ear out the other because they're telling us all the time. But then you hear it from one other person that has no connection to you, just a random person in the street, and then it hits home. My cousin P said this, man. He lived 45 years with his mother as a clinical therapist and a counselor. 45 years she been telling him, preaching to him, telling him to do the right thing. And he still couldn't get it. Until outside influences and people that he came across said the thing and then something just clicked. It happens like that sometimes. It happens like that sometimes. We are normal. We are human. Sometimes we need to hear it from a different place to let you know, hey, man, it's okay to have a different perspective. It's okay to feel like, today just wasn't my best day, but tomorrow it's going to be a better one. It's about the programming. It's about the habits. It's about the things we do and hit the reset button when it's necessary. Oh, you know what? We need to change directions. We need to get off this. Reset button. Have those non-negotiables. There's a line in the sand. Don't cross that line. We dealing with respect. We dealing with love. We dealing with appreciation. We dealing with support. You mean you got to carry that all around the board if you want that. A lot of times we say, me, 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 me. Nobody do this to me. Nobody do this to me. Nobody like me. Nobody blah, 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 blah. But how much of that energy are you giving out? Are you the loving person? Are you the caring person? Are you a respectable person? Are you a pleasurable person for people to be around? Do people enjoy your company? Or is it the conversation talking about somebody else, hating on somebody else, talking about what somebody else don't got and this, that, blah, blah, blah. Nobody want to be around that energy all day. Not if we trying to have a good time. Because now I gotta be on my toes. Because you talking about somebody and we may be in the spot. You may talk about somebody and that person may overhear you. Now we gotta go in there and squabble. Squabble up. Squabble up. Anybody trying to be squabbling, man? I'm just having a party, have a good time, man. Enjoy my time and space with my loved ones. That's it. But if you want that, you gotta give that. And a lot of times we miss these. It's a lot of times it's not that we don't know. It's that we got to be reminded more often than taught, like new things. We just got to be reminded of some of these things. Because we all know it. We all know right from wrong. We ain't make it this far in our lives just being bad, inhumane people and just taking advantage of everybody that we came across. It don't work like that. Yeah, we have some misfortunes. We have some shortcomings. That comes with the territory. That failure happens. We go through these things. It's normal. Slim said it's normal, dog. It's normal. But this is the year as a collective, we get unfamiliar. We get uncomfortable. We get in unfamiliar territory, Lizzie said. We go to turn that unfamiliar territory into miracle territory. Because we don't even know the possibilities if you open up the other door. We keep that door shut tight. Because sometimes we fear of the success. I'm telling you why my situation. Just talking about the fear of success thing. Doing my one thing, not doing the right thing, doing the wrong thing. And find myself going down a ways where I'm like, oh, I could do this, blah, blah, blah. And I said the consequences of me going down this path is not going to add up to where I want my life to end up. And sure enough, some things happened. I went to the Hooskow one way or another. But that was an eye-opener for me to say, hey, you need some life changes. You thought you was going to go over there and do X, Y, and Z. You ain't make it past this. This ain't for you, my boy. Everything ain't for everybody. Yeah, I had to get slapped on the wrist. Had to suffer the consequences because everything has a consequence. Everything has consequences to it. The choices that you make, the quality of choices that you make, having that prudence, the quality of your decision making is very, very powerful. It's not about just making a decision. That's the first step. Being able to make a decision. Got to commend you off that. Making the decision is super, super powerful. But after you make the decision, now we got to make better decisions. The quality of our decisions have to be, revised and thought about and say, okay, how does it not only affect me in the moment, how does this affect me 5 years from now? Alex Hormozy always talk about time lapses. We got to think in better time lapses. He said he could pretty much gauge how much a person is worth as far as finances, etc., based on how he or she thinks in time lapses. Conrad, what's up, loved one? In time lapses. Are you thinking day to day? If you're thinking day to day, you think about, okay, survival mode. Most people think in day to day survival mode. But when you think about longevity, okay, where I'm going to be at 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. Even though things around you seem like it's just constantly warfare, we got to be able to shift that energy, get out that environment to where people are living longer. Let's get out the dog environment. This person getting shot, this person going to jail, this person getting this person getting that. We got to change those environments. Because if you're around it long enough, you become creatures of habit. We become creatures of habit. And those are the things that keeps us confined, stagnant, no growth. Slim says, proud of you, bro. I always said, put yourself out there because more people want to see you. That was, you've been telling me, I ain't gonna lie to you. That was with music, but good to see you staying consistent on top of your game. I ain't gonna front. Slim used to tell me that every day. We be in the studio, and he would say, yo, put yourself out there, put yourself out there, put yourself every day. Every day. Even now, when God ain't doing the right thing, yo, look, yo, come on, fam, you slipping. He always, one proponent, my brother always would push me out there, even when it came to the music, myself in general. Always push me out there, yo, get out there, get out there, get out there. Always been doing that, family. And I love you for that unconditionally. Because you know how serious about things I take them. You know what I mean? You know how I'm passionate about certain things. When I do something, I tend to do it. I tend to just keep it on the eye. And I know that everybody got their own way of doing things, but you know where my passion lie. You know, I'm big on love, family, music. These things are dear to me. Having empathy for people. That's where I love this. That's where, that's just what I like to do. I like to, have pleasurable experiences, have people around me happy. I don't like having that type of energy. But him saying that always encouraged me to do some of the things I'm doing now, like this. He let me know, listen, no, it's okay. Like, yo, it's okay to go out there. It's okay to go out there and get challenged. No, you utilize your voice. Get out there in front of people. Don't worry about the judging. We got people that still room for you no matter what other people say. Because that comes with the territory. Everybody not going to be faithful. Some people just not going to like you just for who you are. Because your color, your skin, the way you look, you're short, you tall, you light skin, dark skin, blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, whatever. You got a yellow shirt on. People just ain't going to like you because that ain't their favorite color. Whatever it may be. But the thing is that just get around people that love you enough to tell you the truth. Gary V. And I know that I'm surrounded around people like this, like our environment right here. Like our forum right here. I know everybody in this in the space that we in right now, we share the same sentiment because we all got big hearts. That's why we all here and able to relate and be able to have dialogue and conversation about these things and have great unique perspectives, real perspectives. Objective truth is what we all elaborating on because these things we all find a commonality in what we talking about. So that let us know that no, we on the right path. The things that we've been preaching, the things that we hold near and dear to our hearts, it doesn't just mean anything. It means something. Because people like us do things like this. This is why we doing what we doing. We all got powerful voices. We all got powerful voices, and we utilizing it right now because now we sharing sentiment with one another and letting each other know, no, it's okay. You guys are letting me know that it's okay to feel the way I feel. Sometimes I may be a little afraid. Sometimes I feel super confident. Sometimes I get knocked down. Sometimes I'm going to get picked right back up. Sometimes I need a helping hand. Sometimes I need to take the lead. Sometimes I need to go follow. I got to brush up. I got to do some more work. Sometimes I got to take the advice Mama Love. Say, yo, take your time. Take your time, young man. Take your time. Don't rush. That's one thing I try to learn throughout this podcast today. Just being a little bit more patient. Because there's so many things that go on my mind, wanting to feel like I got to get it all out and do all these things in order to see like I'm on top of my game. No, be real, be transparent, be honest, because that seeps through all the time. That seeps through all the time. You just being who you are, and that's the gifts that we all have. Everybody got a unique fingerprint, that unique identity. I said it last time, where nobody on the planet got the same fingerprint. Nobody on the planet got the same fingerprint. How unique is that? Your gifts are your gifts. The thing is that don't let nobody diminish your gifts. Don't let nobody diminish your value. Because there are people around you that don't want you to succeed. Because what happens is they can no longer use the excuse on why they can't do it. See, a lot of times people don't want you to win or succeed because now they got a reason to say, well, he didn't do it, or she didn't do it. So me not being successful in this area, hey, maybe it's not possible. But when you start getting around people that are successful, that can see the vision, that are there that working and learning and growing every day, now there's no more excuses. Now we see in this space and environment, we deal with accountability. So that's what's allowing us to constantly learn and grow. Some people rather not learn and grow. It's just by the excuse that it can't be done. That's not possible because they're unwilling to do the work. Or they rather sit back and say, you know what, I don't want you to win. I don't want you to succeed because now people look at me like, well, why are you a failure? And we got to wear that. So we don't want to be in those spaces. Most people point the finger in those situations. So be aware of it. Continue to build and be around people, places, and things that incite you to be a better version of yourself. Whether it's your happiness, whether it's your finances, whether it's work related, whether it's leisure time, whether it's family time, whatever you want to bring into your life, be around that and be that person that's able to, you know, exude that. You got the power to do it. You got the power to do it. You don't need my permission, but if you need somebody to help to tell you that you can, I'm gonna be the first verse proponent to say you can do it. I'm riding. Actually, not only can you do it, I'm gonna ride with you. Whatever support that I can offer, I'm gonna provide it. Whatever I can do to champion you on, I'm gonna do it. Because I know that there's people that done the same thing for me, and now in order to allow me to get to where I'm at right now, at the smaller stage. But then through the journey, we still gonna continue to learn and grow. Like I had this reset button, like Callie was talking about, and Winey was talking about, hitting that reset button, change trajectories, change places, change. You know, the thing that I'm doing, like Slim was saying, he was doing music. I'm off the music. Me on potting now. Not saying that I won't ever get back to, because I love music. Music is a passion of mine. I love music. But sometimes we gotta learn how to pivot. And this is where we are right now, in real time and real space. Being able to utilize my voice is what I get so much fulfillment from. Slim says, this is a great topic. I just posted it earlier that I have to get back on my shit with my training shit. Oh man, you powerful in that. I always give an excuse because my kids, but no more leaving money on the table this year. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That training thing is you all day. We've been talking about that for years. That been it. That been it. That health and wellness. That been your thing. Good genetics, great work ethic. All that works to your benefit. Now we got to be able to just turn that thing up and say, okay, all right, let's go. Sessions. $2,000 a session. Let's go. But really though. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, family. And it starts there. It starts with the thought. And it starts, okay, I got the idea. And then now is, okay, we in the gym. Now we start setting up, hey, let me just, work on my body, get my body right, work on somebody else. Now we in motion. Oh, and I got one client. All right, cool. One client go turn to 10. 10 to turn to 30. For 100 clients. Now, listen, man, I got to take my thing virtual, man. We on the net with it, man. You know what I mean? Jane Fonda on the net now. Come on, baby. Go turn this thing up to the max. And that's what there's so many things, there's so many great things that we all can do, so many abilities that we all have. And it's just getting out there, That's all it requires. That's all it requires. Just getting out there. And then once we out there, of course, the refinement of learning from your mistakes, being 1% better every day, we can start implementing some of the things that we learned along our way in order to keep chiseling away. Like my man Charles would say. When we had the studio next door, he used to say, yo, all you got to do is keep chiseling away at your imperfections. He used to say it to us all the time. He said, with your rapping, with all this, he said, whatever y'all doing, bro. He said, what y'all got to continue to do is just keep chipping away at your imperfections. Keep sculpting. That's all he used to tell us. And that's a fact. That's how that thing works. That's how it works. Man, it's been a wonderful, wonderful, powerful experience today. The energy was in the building. The love was in the building. I'm super, super gracious, showing immense amount of gratitude because we are alive, we are well, we are breathing. And these are some of the things that I love to um, always highlight. Always highlight, showing that, that gratitude. Quad, what's up, loved one? Showing that gratitude, being appreciative, because things always can be worse. They can be better. What's up, Tiff? Things can be worse, but things can always things can be worse, but things always can be better. There's always room for improvement because you got the ability to be better than you were yesterday. Because nobody on this planet is just walking perfection, you know. And I love one's eyes. There's no wrong that we can do, but truth be told, there's some things that we can brush up on. This conversation earlier wasn't really a productive one. Let me stay away from that one. Or this one right here was a good investment as far as my time on watching something on TV or internet, or building up a skill set or craft, putting some time in, whatever it may be. Better use of your time. You can always find ways to improve that. So I don't want you to get discouraged along your journey because some people have some things to say, and those are people that really ain't room for you anyway. If they have constructive criticism, and it's coming from people that love you enough to tell you the truth, then hey, then we could take that in consideration. But if it's just naysayers coming out of left field and telling you what you can and can't do, they really don't have your best interests at heart. So we can't really focus on that. Focus on the self, build you up, keep working on you, get around the circles of people that care about you in the same capacity, that love you in the same capacity, and then watch things start working. Be like, damn, things is just clicking. Things is just clicking. That's that miracle territory we was talking about. You didn't even know it because you was unaware to see the opportunity because we didn't become the person that could recognize it. Now that you're the person that can recognize the opportunities, you seeing them left and right. Damn, I could do this, I could do that. I could do that, I could do this. I could do this, I could do that. I could go over here. Now you're like, damn, I got so many things on the table. Like Slim said, don't leave the money on the table. Not this year. We're not leaving the money on the table. The money over here is calling. Pick it up. That money on. Let's go get that money on. Whether you have finances or broke, you can always invest in skill sets. So we can always be better because we can always invest in skill sets. A lot of times we have excuses of not having the money, not having the resources, not having the support, not having all these 99 things. One thing, whether you're rich or poor, that you can acquire is skill sets. And that's something that you could constantly develop, whether you have money or you broke. So if you have nothing else to do, develop your skill sets. Become better. Become better. It's been a powerful podcast. Here's a shameless plug. Go to respectfullygreat.com, cop some of that merch for sure. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love your subscription on YouTube. You go to Johnny Reed. You go to @respectfullygreat, one word. Or if you can't find it like that, go to Johnny Quest Transit. Hit the subscribe button. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I'm trying to get the subscriptions up. So I love you guys. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience today. It's a million ways to get money on. Absolutely, Slim. It's a million ways to get that bidag. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, family. It's been a powerful, powerful experience today. Love yourself. Love the people that you come in contact with, your loved ones. Let them know that. Continuously learn and grow for self, because self-preservation, first law of nature, but then we get part of community. And then we start building up our community. And then we start building up one another. And now we got unlimited resources with one another. We can share experiences. We can share wealth and knowledge. We can share our skill sets. We can share trade, money, finance, everything. Share the information. So now we can build up as a collective. It's been a powerful, powerful, powerful experience. And I will see you next week for the next episode of the Respectfully Great podcast. Love yourself.